Welcome to the Danielle Robinson Podcast. Today, I want to talk about one of the defining issues of our time, issue that crosses law, faith, science, and morality. It's about who owns the body and why, in 2025, that question still feels like a battlefield. This episode is called My Body, Their Battlefield. Across the world, reproductive rights are being redrawn. In France, abortion has been written into the Constitution, the first nation to enshrine it as a guaranteed freedom. In Mexico, the Supreme Court has decriminalized abortion nationwide, calling it a matter of equality and public health. But in Poland, abortion remains almost entirely banned, and in the United States, the Dobbs decision has fractured access into a postcode lottery of privilege. We are living in what the United Nations calls a global backlash, a coordinated effort to roll back women's rights under the guise of morality, tradition, or faith. 1 in 4 governments, according to UN Women's 2024 review, has reported policies that actively undermine gender equality. At first glance, it looks like history repeating itself. Religion, politics, and patriarchy in familiar formation. But something new is happening underneath. This backlash isn't just legal, it's technological, it's cultural, it's algorithmic. When I say my body, their battlefield, I'm not just talking about abortion or contraception. I'm talking about the way our physical selves, our fertility, our data, our DNA are being legislated and monetized all at once. Consider this. The same week France protected abortion in its constitution, Alabama's Supreme Court ruled that frozen embryos could be treated as legal children. Fertility clinics halted IVF procedures overnight, terrified of prosecution. For a moment, science itself became a crime scene. That single ruling revealed something profound, how easily moral panic can hijack medical progress. And yet we keep calling these debates as if they were abstract. They're not. They're happening inside people's bodies, in hospital corridors, and in digital spaces that track every cycle, every choice, every secret. Philosopher Michel Foucault once described the modern state as a system that controls life not through force, but through management, what he called biopower. We see it today in waiting periods, ultrasound mandates, and healthcare algorithms that decide who gets treated and who doesn't. Power doesn't just restrict the body anymore, it audits it. And it's not just governments. It's tech companies collecting menstrual data. It's health insurers using fertility statistics. It's corporate wellness programs that market freedom while measuring productivity. Control has changed its costume. It's gone digital. There's another side to this story. For every law that rolls back autonomy, there's a movement that pushes forward. Latin America's Maria Verde, the Green Wave, has redefined activism, linking street protests to legal reform. In the US, Underground abortion funds, telehealth networks, and shield laws now protect providers across state lines. And in Europe, constitutionalizing reproductive rights has become a model of resistance, a legal vaccine against regression. Technology, too, can liberate. The same digital tools that surveil can also connect, educate, and protect. The question isn't whether innovation is good or bad, it's who holds the power to use it. Because make no mistake, bodily autonomy isn't a niche issue. It's the baseline of freedom. Without sovereignty over our own bodies, democracy becomes performance. The right to vote, to speak, to work, all ring hollow if the most intimate decisions remain subject to someone else's approval. And yet, every generation must fight for that truth again, because autonomy isn't permanent. It's practiced, it's defended. So where does that leave us? Somewhere between liberation and control, between scientific miracle and moral panic, between what the body is and what the world demands it to be. We are the first generation to hold such power over life itself, to prevent, to create, to edit, even to engineer. But power always invites oversight, and oversight always tests freedom. The challenge of our century isn't whether we can control life, it's whether we can control our impulse to control it. If this episode resonated with you, please like, subscribe, and share. It helps more people find this platform. And if you'd like to hear the full expanded podcast with deeper research, data, and personal reflections, you can listen to the Danielle Robinson Podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Because autonomy doesn't begin in law books or laboratories. It begins, and sometimes ends, right here in the body. Thanks for watching. I'm Danielle Robinson, and this has been My Body, Their Battlefield.